No.
No? Okay, who's in French? What are you in French class? Come on. Is anyone is anyone even in the French program?
Mom's took me out of the French class.
What's up?
Why?
You said that.
No.
What does bon mean?
Yes, you said
B-O-N,
that.
bon.
Bon is candy.
Bon is candy, but bon is better or good. I think better or good, something like that. You have your hand up as well.
I think it is better, because bien is good.
Okay, so let's get now let's one level up, let's go. What is the analogy of this source? What is this author of this image trying to convey? What message?
They kind of changed it.
What's cool?
They kind of changed most stuff.
Right, so what does the author think of Quebec's board of the French language? Okay, so we talked about Bill 101, forces the French stuff, right? What is the author trying to say? No way, none of you have a response. Are you just too shy? What's this person, what criticism are they raising about this process from the board of the French language?
The French want to be like super French, but like it's obviously the police are saying better or something, so it's obviously they're feeling monitored or something. They're always being watched and they always have to be assimilated.
Okay, the French are monitoring, they're watching, and they're essentially assimilating other cultures. Okay, somebody made a note about the mustache. You know, that can play a role in the response here, right? What is the author trying to convey by the expression on this man's face?
He has a beard now.
Did it impact it?
Womp womp. Let's translate that to academic language.
Upset or dissatisfied.
Okay, people are upset or dissatisfied with the board of the French language.
It's unnatural.
Perhaps it's unnatural, it's forced, as he was mentioning, right? Okay. What else could we say here? What do you think the author's thoughts are on Bill 101 about the French language law?
It's being lost.
He died.
It's
It's like fading away where like people in Quebec think they need to keep it because it's their tradition or something.
What?
I have no idea.
the way we're all shuffling our thumbs, tapping our feet, looking way uncomfortable. You're doing whatever that is.
What?
Not you, I was looking
Oh,
at her.
okay.
Would you like some help?
Yeah.
Thank you, Alex. The author might be trying to convey here that the Bill 101 or the Board of the French Language is, aggressively changing people's traditional cultures and trying to assimilate them into a French culture, which is resulting in perhaps unhappiness. Look at the shift in the man there, right? So on one side, he's like happy with his, what's he got? His pasta, he's happy. On the other side, does he look happy?
No.
No, right? And so this Board of the French Language, Bill 101, is perhaps it's causing more harm than it is good, right, for the citizens. I knew you were gonna ask me in the classroom. Go ahead. Wow, we still have a lot of slides left here, okay? Who just sighed like that? Was that you back there? We talked about this a bit in chapter 3, I believe, in Methods de la Francophonie. But yeah, our curriculum focuses a lot on the French language, preservation of French culture, whatever you want to call it, or Quebecois culture, simply because, those are my grade 9s. Why do you think we focus so much on the French? Anyone? No way, it's just crickets. Why do we focus on French? Why do you think we teach so much about the French, and why do you think we protect their language? Any guesses?
Because like the French community, with the New Brunswick and Quebec, that's the only interesting part about Canada. It's not close to the United States in a way.
Okay, hot take. That Quebec and New Brunswick, the French parts of Canada, are the only interesting parts. Why do you think in Canada we emphasize the French? Any historical reasons that we might do
Well,
that?
Aren't we part of like colony or something?
Yeah, we're part of the people who settled and colonized Canada.
Like we're not.
Part of them were,
Like we're not.
French.
We're not a self-governed country.
well, we are now, right?
We are. So.
But our history, the French play a big role in the formation of Canada, right? And that's kind of why we emphasize it, right? And that's kind of why it's in the curriculum as well, right? Like, let's say if the Spanish took over this place, do you think we'd care more about the Spanish?
Yes. Yeah.
Probably, right? Ooh, what is all this? I still gotta show you that, like, Mongolian throat singing rap video.
Oh,
We'll do that soon. Some of what La Francophonie provides, it has economics. Many of the members are from poor or underdeveloped nations, so wealthy nations are encouraged to pool resources and help them with sustainable development, to help raise their living standards in some of these less wealthy countries. Language preservation, their main goal is to preserve the French language in an English-dominated world. They lobby governments to provide language services in French. Telecommunications, so they created the TV5 network. I don't know, this statistic should be removed now, it's pretty old, 2005. What year were you kids born?
8.
2008. I guess it's just a little bit more detail than chapter 3 went into on this particular group or organization. We get to move on?
No.
Do you think Canada should spend taxpayer dollars preserving the French language? No, how come? Just,
Most people speak English here.
but don't you think it makes Canada a little unique, little seasoned or spicy, as mentioned before, that we have a second language? Don't you think it makes us a little different, a little quirky, dare I say? We don't need to be quirky, so we should all just speak English everywhere.
Well, it's not even actual French.
Yeah, it's not Parisian French, right? Alright, so you kids, it's like a resounding no, the Canadian government should just like treat French just like any other language? You don't think that's not acknowledging the heritage of our country? You know, just no's all around for you, just, your head's just stuck like this. You're done. You're still recovering. You were sick for 5 whole days.
I would take during the break also.
You were fighting death. I'm glad you're back. Okay, we done with the slide?
yes.
Okay, this is our last one.
What? What? No, we don't want to.
You don't have this slide?
No.
We do, we just don't write it.
Yeah, no writing on it.
No way I decided to go easy on you on the last slide. Okay, according to census data, the number of people who speak an Aboriginal language or tongue dropped from 26% to 14.5%. Okay, from 1996 to 2011, which is like the year I was born to the year I started high school, pretty much. Okay, First Nations, Métis, and Indigenous organizations will meet with the Ministry of Canada Heritage to protect this language, to create legislation. Here's a little quote here by Chief Perry Bellegarde. He says, if we don't protect our languages and we lose another language, and the residential school system will have one, We don't want any of our languages to die anymore, okay? Do we have, as a country, do we have a responsibility to preserve First Nations languages? Yes, how come? They were the first people here?
Majority
Oh,
here.
come on, but like the French were like the second, and you kids were like, no, the hell with the French.
Yeah, no.
We didn't assimilate the French, fair enough, right? They're doing reverse assimilation, they're making us like them.
What?
How, well, maybe that's a question above your pay grade. Okay, but you kids think we should protect and preserve indigenous languages.
Yeah.
So how would you feel if you had to, like, you live in Alberta, so I feel like it's pretty reasonable to like, Cree is pretty reasonable. How would you feel if from like kindergarten to grade 10 now, you had a class in Cree? You're ruffling your eyebrows here,
Like,
scrunching your face.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, learn how to speak it. I don't know if there's a lot of written, but like what they should be doing for French, considering it's our second language, but instead for Cree. How many of you would be interested in a class that teaches an indigenous language? No one. So no one raised their hand, but half of you said, yeah, we should preserve the language.
I mean, it's good to
Yeah,
have
for
it. It's
those-
good to
those
have it,
people.
at least.
Those people, whoa,
no, well, not that way.
yes.
Honestly, they don't teach you enough in the French class. You can only keep up like 3 sentences max.
You gotta immerse yourself in the
Unless-
language and
Yeah, so
culture.
if you take
French
classes
classes,
after
they give you
school, so
both,
like
I think.
you can take